Hello, welcome to this update. Let's see how the tropics are doing for the Pacific because the Indian Ocean there's no areas of interest and the Atlantic is quiet. So let's see. But we will talk a little bit about the monsoon too. So let's see. There's this area recently designated like this morning or yesterday night near the Philippines there. So it has a low chance of developing, but it's there. So let's see what models think about it. So first is the GFS. The GFS is kind of crazy, just warning you. But let's see. It has that area of invest going through the Philippines, bringing heavy rain there, and then going to the South China Sea and forming like a tropical storm before hitting southeastern China there about July 21st and 22nd. So that's the GFS, and then it has another cyclone forming later in the open Pacific, strengthening to a category 4, like super typhoon, going right through the southern islands of Japan by July 25th, and then going into South Korea later as a major typhoon by July 28th, and then turning extra tropical layer. But I don't necessarily think this would happen. This this model is too strong, so take this as a grain of salt for now. But later, it has another system forming after that in the Philippine Sea, and another one forming back behind it. This one tries to go towards the Philippines, but it goes towards Taiwan about July 30th, and then this other one just stays in the open sea. But this model is like forming a bunch of cyclones with a lot of strength, so I don't think that will happen. But let's see the Canadian model now. So it has the area there in the Philippines bringing some heavy rain, and then it exits the Philippines and it has it trying to form there in the South China Sea going into southeastern China with a similar strength as the GFS. But interestingly enough, the GFS wasn't the only model forming this other cyclone here, because this one is also forming that typhoon there and taking it right through the same general area through the southern islands of Japan. But this model is like 963 millibar typhoon, and the GFS is like 937. So this is much weaker. So I think this is more realistic here. But for now, nothing is certain yet, but those areas there gotta watch potentially. And then it takes it towards southern Japan and South Korea later as a typhoon, and then it goes out. So let's see another model. So the European model, let's put it by 0Z today because the 6Z only goes far 90 hours. So let's see. It also has the invest in the Philippines, the low pressure, bringing some rains there. And then it kind of goes into the South China Sea, but not really forms into anything. And the other area down there, nothing. So we get nothing until like July 22nd when this starts forming. It has like a tropical storm forming just east of Taiwan and then going north into China. So this is like a weak tropical storm or moderate weak tropical storm, and the other two models had a hurricane, no, a typhoon passing through those islands. So this model is the weakest of all the models, but it's certainly possible. It has a farming further west than the other models and hitting China instead of Japan. But nothing certain, but all, all those areas gotta watch in the near future, I think. So this is a week out or something, but gotta keep monitoring it. So let's see. There's the icon, this other model. It has the low pressure there close to the Philippines, but it doesn't really form anything in the South China Sea. Just some heavy rain in the Philippines. And then the other potential area, it has nothing yet. So sorry, I don't know what happened. So sorry for that. So let's see, it has nothing. Maybe something trying to form after the 24th, but it doesn't have anything yet. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this model is really wild. So let's see, this is the NavGen, a different model. So it has the system in the Philippines there, trying to form into a depression, but not really making it, and then going to China as a tropical storm. And it has that other typhoon forming there, and going like to major, no, like moderate typhoon strength, and potentially going into the southern islands of Japan. But this model run just ends there, so we can see further. But it also has that typhoon for forming that region. So many models are hinting at development there. So those areas gotta watch. But let's see now some rainfall totals here from the European model. So it has there the rain in the Philippines. So that this is by Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, a little bit more rain. Let's see, Friday, still more rain in the Philippines. Saturday, yes, so this goes out until Saturday. The European model has a lot of rain in parts of the Philippines. I don't know if that's necessarily over the islands or in the water, but some heavy rain in the islands there. So those like orange, pink shadings, I like some 200 millimeters possible in some areas. So it also has a lot for Myanmar because of the monsoon, and more for southern Cambodia, southern Thailand, and some other areas of Laos. More rain in South Korea and China, more rain until Saturday too because of the strong storms and other areas. So let's see the GFS now. Let's see. Thursday, Friday, so this is until Saturday. True, so it shows the heavy rains in the Philippines. A similar thing to what the Euro had. Shows more heavy rains in southern Cambodia, Myanmar, and other areas. But if we go further until Sunday, next Monday, Thursday, so this model has the violent typhoon forming there. So I don't trust that. I think it will be weaker. But if that happens, we might have some like 400 millimeters or more of rain in parts of those islands if that happens. But I don't think a typhoon that strong will form. But it shows you by July 26 a lot of heavy rain in the western portions of the Philippines too possible. So like mainly next week. So this week through next week. So southeastern China shows a lot of heavy rain too. The Koreas and not the areas. So this other model here has Friday, so this is until Saturday. So until this Saturday shows some heavy rains in the Philippines too. Some areas like close to 300 millimeters, those yellow spots, and more in Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, more tropical rains there. Shows more storms in China. And then later, when the system makes to southern China there, it shows some heavy rain parts of southeastern China too. And then this model also has the typhoon forming there. And then more heavy rain later in South Korea and northern China because of the other systems. So let's see the Euro again, but the 0Z to see a little bit farther. So it has until Saturday, like we saw, but the 0Z has less rain in the Philippines than the 6Z run. So this one has a little bit less rain than the other one. But let's see, when the system makes to China, shows some heavy rains in southern China there too, more in Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, and other areas. So this is until next Friday, the 26th. More heavy rain in Southeastern Asia, India, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and until like next Friday shows more heavy rains parts of the Philippines, especially like those northwestern portions there, like the GFS showed too. More in the Koreas, Japan, in other areas possible. So the situation is kind of uncertain yet, because the models are showing like different strength for the system in the South China Sea, but it will likely be something weak, like a tropical depression, a tropical storm. But this other system that might form up later might be stronger, so we gotta keep watching it. So let's see, we will have some more systems in Russia, China, Mongolia, with some more rain and storms, yeah. So let's see what else here. So just be careful with the heavy rains in the Philippines and other portions of Southeast Asia, and stay safe. So in India too, in the next 3 days, the monsoon continues. More than 200 millimeters, 150 millimeters in some areas of Western India, especially these areas of Central Eastern India, shows more storms coming to these areas, like 150, 100 millimeters there. So in the next 5 days, the European model has like more than 500 millimeters in some areas there. So wait, like these areas in pink has like 400, 400. Let's see, but I'm sure I saw 500 in there. Look, 505 millimeters. So I think this might be a little bit exaggerated, but you never know. This is the best model in my opinion. So it has a lot of storms for Central Eastern India there in the next 5 days, and more in Western India there, of course, because of the monsoon. More than 300 millimeters in the next 5 days. So parts of westernmost India too, more than 100 millimeters. Nepal, some more storms, China, yeah, and this is it. Be aware. So now the tropical update for the Eastern Pacific, we still have that disturbance there. It's now it's still at 40% chance of development, so they say a broad elongated area of low pressure located 700 miles off the southern tip of Baja California Peninsula is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions appear marginally conducive for some development, and a tropical depression could form the next day or two, while the system moves west-northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour across the western part of the basin. So so this will likely be just over the ocean there, if it forms. Maybe something short-lived. I'm not seeing anything strong with that. The Central Pacific's fine, except for the area in the Eastern Pacific kind of getting close, but it's fine. So let's see some models. Where are you? Here, Eastern Pacific. So there's that area there. It kind of tries to form into a maybe tropical depression, but like extremely weak, like 108, 110 millibars. That's like so weak, maybe just a weak low pressure system, and then it rapidly dissipates. But it shows it like this is now, then it shows a little bit stronger like Wednesday, Thursday, and then it weakens more. So probably just something very weak, don't worry. But let's see here. Just one thing for the Central Pacific. So there's that weak system, and it goes like north, maybe not affecting Hawaii, just monitoring for some rain, because those are the remnants. Might bring a shower or two there by July 25th, but just some light showers, nothing big by any means. So let's see some other. Let me see if there's something else. Maybe here on current storms. So invest. So this is for the Eastern Pacific. They have it just weak, moving northwest there, like not even a tropical storm, the intensity guidance. So very weak. And for the for the Western Pacific. So you can see all that convection and the heavy rain in the Philippines. Please be careful with flash flooding, warn others there. And let's see, the models take this through the Philippines, some further north into Taiwan, but mostly into southeastern China there. So let's see, these other models like going to near southeastern China. Yeah, and there into China, one takes it north, but mainly like a tropical storm or depression into China there. So let's see if I can get something here. If not, this is it. So let's see if I can get the Western Pacific, Eastern Pacific, global. Let's just see global. Let's see. Oh, nothing, sorry. It doesn't work here. Only for the Atlantic. So this is it, I think. Stay safe from the heavy rains in Southeastern Asia, and we'll keep monitoring for development.